What up? So I was in the middle of a live when I had the bright idea to talk about this in a separate. The truth behind Big Pharma. Big Pharma is a motherfucker. Big Pharma is a motherfucker. Big Pharma is the government, and don't get it twisted like the government and Big Pharma are two separate entities. They are one and the same. Like niggas be talking about the right wing conservatives or left wing conservatives, or right wing, left wing, still the same bird. And the wings only do what the brain tell it to do. But they are one and the same. They separated it. They separated the way it is. So no liability can be held by a person who's a government official. Some of these government officials have stocks in some of these big pharma companies. They're invested into it. So isn't that like a conflict of interest? I would think so. But these motherfuckers, they same entity. And the truth behind Big Pharma is this. Well, one of the truths behind Big Pharma is this. Actually, I would much rather give an example. I like to give examples. I think giving examples works better for me. So there's a reason why in America, as an American, I cannot grow certain plants. There's a reason. Now, I know some people may say, well, yeah, you don't want to, have a foreign species of plant invade. Nope, it has nothing to do with nothing. Because, for example, oak trees and redwoods and pine trees. Let's say they don't grow around, they're not from a place. If I grow that pine tree and stay on top of it, it won't spread. It won't germinate. It won't pollinate. And spread its seed. I'm keeping up on it. So that's neither here nor there. The reason why we can't grow certain plants and flowers is because it would bypass Big Pharma. What do you mean? I mean, certain plants, if we was to grow them ourselves, we would not need to go to them for a heart medication or a high blood pressure medication. We wouldn't have to. you know, yeah, Dr. Sebi has said this, of course. I'm not trying to take credit for something he said or something anybody has said before me. I'm simply framing it in a different manner, I believe, for niggas to understand now. because niggas don't niggas don't understand what that means. Like, and don't get it twisted that, you know, big pharma only stops at plants. No, big pharma goes up and it's even the fucking water. You can't collect rainwater. Rainwater. This is water that comes from the fucking planet. I can't have fucking 7 or 8 motherfucking 32-ounce barrels in my backyard when it rains collecting the water. I can't do that. Why? Because if I do that, I don't have to rely on what these niggas say is good water. I don't have to rely on that shit. Hold on. Hold on, folks. Excuse me. But yeah, fucking yeah, even rainwater. Because people don't understand. Your tap water. There's a thing called, what's the phrase? It's called accepted, yeah, accepted levels. An acceptable amount. An acceptable level. What does that mean? There's fluoride in the water. It's not supposed to be there. But, you know, they don't care that it's there because it's an accepted, it's an acceptable amount, which means it's not enough to fuck with you. You feel me? It's not gonna bother you. If you drink a cup of water with this amount of fluoride in it, nothing's gonna happen to you. Okay, but what about drinking cups of water with that little bit amount of fluoride in them for the next 30 years? What will that do to me then? Hmm? Because the buildup, there's naturally going to be a buildup. Now, if the shit is in my tap water and shit like that, then that means it's for damn sure in my shower water and my my bathroom water. So not only am I drinking water with acceptable levels of fluoride in it, I'm also showering and brushing my teeth with it. But the toothpaste has fluoride, right? But they say fluoride is bad for you. But if you take this amount to it, you good. Okay. So that's water. Well, how does Big Pharma, why do they care about water? Because shit, nigga, water is the life giver. Fuck you mean? If I have, you take a person, let a baby be born. And if you have a person who has the means to not give their baby any water from outside their home up until they're 7 or 8 years old, what kind of water do they give them? They have a machine in their own crib that makes their own water through evaporation. They make them, you know what I mean? They do their water like that. That's how they do it. That kid is going to be healthier than most. because Big Pharma's job ain't to heal you. That's when people get twisted too. Big Pharma has built this facade. Go to your doctor, stay healthy. Well, truth be told, I don't understand how you go to your doctor to stay healthy, because the only time you go to the doctor is when you're not healthy, or you get a checkup. Only time you really go to the doctor is when you're not healthy. And even then, doctors, their oath is called the Hippocratic oath. It says it right there. For example, if you're a person who's on heart medication, right? When you go to your doctor and he tells you about a new pill, he's putting you on a different medication or whatever. Do not for any fucking second believe that your doctor is speaking to you with experience in this situation, if that's the way to say it. Like, when he's telling you about the new drug, the information he has, he read. He never put nobody on the drug. It's new. But this is what the clinical trials show, and this is what this show. And he's just gonna, because he don't develop it. So how the fuck do we know about it? Because he don't. But back to the plants. I don't have to go to the doctor for high blood pressure if I could have certain plants growing in my backyard, certain herbs and roots and shit like that. If I could have that shit in my little garden in my backyard, I don't need to go to the doctor, because I got all of that shit right here. My head hurting, I could take that. If I, feel like my blood pressure is up, I take that. Feel like this, I can eat that. But they don't want us to do that. They want us to stay hooked on the cycle of taking their fucking medication, which is nothing but a synthetic version of the plant that they won't allow me to grow. Mind you, the synthetic version comes with side effects. Sometimes life fucking affecting side effects. But I'm supposed to also believe that they care about my health. They're here, aside from this COVID shit, I'm supposed to believe that the government cares about my health. But yet you won't let me grow my plants in my backyard, and you won't let me collect rainwater, but you care about my health. You give me these synthetic drugs that are derivative from plants with side effects, but you care about my health. Big Pharma is the biggest, and pun fully intended and not intended. Big Pharma, put it in hood terms, man, they the biggest dope dealers out here. And they product guaranteed to have everybody coming back. But you can't get it nowhere else. You ain't got no choice. Gotta come to Big Pharma. You gotta come to Big Pharma. Ain't no other way. Ain't no other way. After years of eating horrible foods and shit like that, you gotta, you know, a nigga gets put on medication. Now, people don't seem to understand it, or pardon me, people don't even notice this. When one person gets on, when you get put on the medication, you usually get put on a second medication to, you know, counteract the effects of the first one's side effects. Like they have high blood pressure medicines that they advertise on TV and shit like that. Matter of fact, here goes a better example. I saw them advertising a depression medication. It was for depression. New pill was for depression. One of the side effects was depression. What the fuck are you talking about? How does that even go? So you're advertising, I should, you know, talk to my doctor about maybe trying this new medication that is for depression because I'm depressed. And maybe I want to try this new medication. And one of the side effects, you know, because it said, you know, you can get muscle cramps, stomach pains, you know, some people, you know, obviously death, um, strokes, and other, you know, random things. And a few suffer from depression as a side effect. That don't make no goddamn sense. But that's big pharma. Because I remember, because I don't even know, this is how crazy it is. In the past, since 2020, because that's when everybody had the big, I'm from New York, that's when everybody had the big sit down. In 2020, I noticed, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this or if it did like this, but in 2020, I saw 3 different medications for HIV, and they all used the same scenes and all of that. It was the same fucking commercial, just a different voiceover. That's it. And that was within maybe 9 months. It's so many different HIV medications that have, you know, been pumped in the past two years. That shit, I done lost count because I used to see the commercials all the time. Now I don't even pay attention to them. But big pharma, they a motherfucker, and they've taken things from history, from our African culture, like the symbol of the staff, and you know the symbol, like what's the shit? Blue Cross Blue Shield. Is it Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever? It's one of them. Empire. That shit up here in New York. But the serpent on the pole, that's Egyptian shit, man. That's us. That's our thing. So it kind of is like, in the sense of witchcraft that they're doing. It is kind of like that, what Big Pharma is doing. Because shit, look at the spell they have on people. Some people that can't live without Big Pharma being there to supply them with their drugs. Straight up. Some people can't. Some people are dependent on that what's the name medication, heart medication, high blood pressure medication, stroke medication, epilepsy medication, bipolar medication. Some people can drug their kids because Big Pharma said it's cool to do that. But Big Pharma know damn well what they doing. I ain't doing nothing but setting the stage for, as far as drugging the kids with Ritalin and the shit, they ain't doing nothing but setting the stage for the next, for him to do, for the next generation. Because don't think there isn't long term effects from Ritalin and shit like that. A lot of this shit, there are long term effects. Like, I suffer from migraine headaches. I don't take no medication for them. Not anymore. Fucking, but I'll never forget the first time I took a Motrin for my headache. That bitch kicked like Jackie Chan. Headache gone. Every time I had a headache, take that Motrin. After a while, the effects start going down. Now instead of taking instead of taking one, now I gotta take two. Now instead of taking two, I gotta take four. So it's like, Big Pharma know what they doing because that synthetic shit. See, they could program that to not work. You know what I mean? They could have it set to where it just loses its effectiveness after a certain amount of shelf time. It can happen. It's highly possible. Highly possible. Like, imagine this. Why would why would I believe Big Pharma as a black man in any sort of way? Any of these big pharmaceutical companies, any of them. As I call myself a competent, sane, intelligent black man. Why would I believe anything that comes out of Big Pharma's mouth in regards to medications and shit? For one, a lot of them have gotten in trouble for doing very unethical things, or have had accusations at the very least of doing very unethical things in other countries. We know which one. When it comes to testing their drugs. So why would I believe them? Why? I don't trust Big Pharma as far as I can throw them. And I can't throw them no fucking way. So I damn sure don't trust them. Why would I? Their job isn't to heal. That's another thing people got to understand. The truth about Big Pharma, another truth about them is their job is not to heal. Their job is to put a band-aid on a gunshot, so to speak, for example. Because if you've been shot in the fucking arm with a 45, what the fuck is a band-aid gonna do for you? Ain't gonna do nothing. But see, Big Pharma, they ain't that fucking stupid. They ain't gonna come with no band-aid. But they're gonna come with a something less than adequate to help you to your best capability. That's what they're gonna come with. So you tell Big Pharma, you know, you broke your ankle, Big Pharma gonna say, here goes some crutches. But my ankle still broke. Here goes some crutches. They ain't gonna try and fix the problem. They're not gonna try and fix the problem. Only thing they're gonna do is we'll help you get by. That's the truth about them. We will help you get by. Oh, you like this? Here goes something to help you get by. And oh, only we got that. So you got to come back to us unless you fix this problem yourself. And most cases, niggas don't fix the problem. Because understand, if a person, your average person suffers from high blood pressure, they just got to change their diet and exercise. That's it. Change it. You know, it don't have to be a drastic change. You got high blood pressure, you got to cut out the salt, and you got to exercise. Because chances are you're a little heavy. Unless you have a pulmonary issue or whatever. But, you know, but get on out of here. I'll be back later.